Damn it, Prime.
All right, everybody. Ooh, what a video.
I love that video.
Yes, it gives me chillies. All right, so first announcement is we don't have supremacy here tonight. Personal issues, and we don't. Hold on, hash is. I mean, what's that all about?
No winner biscuit. Yeah, no, I
Okay.
heard it twice. I know my stream's off.
Okay. Well, he says he was here in the stream twice. Okay. Well, let's start over. So Supremacy's not here tonight. Personal issues, and we didn't have enough videos for video this week, so we don't have that either. But we do have some good things in store for you tonight because we have the one and only Metal Mermaid here with us. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fantastical. Oh,
Awesome. I've been pretty excited about this podcast.
me too. I was very excited when I heard that I was member of the month. I was like, what? No way.
Yes, a member of the month. Voted by our members. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you guys in here have not voted yet, I think tomorrow or the next day is the last day to vote for new member of the month. And as always, we're sad to see the current member of the month go away. But we are excited to have you a part of the SSG family. And why don't as we get the interview started, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into SSG?
Well, I remember I was making, certain beginner streamer mistakes and just dropping my link everywhere trying to support my husband and stuff, but I made a post in a Facebook group about, how I didn't really want to do that. It was more of being a supportive person and trying to build a community and stuff. And Biscuits sent me a little message and was like, hey, well, we got this group, this awesome group, you should join. And me and my husband both joined and never looked back.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember that first night because when I found your link and messaged you, um, I had followed you, so I saw when I think it was actually Hangry that went live that night, and so I just watched you guys for a good while, maybe 30, 45 minutes, and then I started talking to you guys, and you guys are really awesome. You talked and welcomed me in, and I'm like, these are some chill people that I want to be a part of the SSG. So I consider you guys the OG SSG crew. Like when I talk about OG, I'm talking about those people that I went that I went out and searched for before we actually built it the way it is today.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in for quite a while now.
Yeah, we were in the baby stages, which I still consider SSG in the baby stages. I mean, we have a little over 100 members, but that's perfectly fine. That's, we want to grow slow. We want to get the right people in here that are going to help you guys. That's what it's about. We want people helping people.
Right.
Um, all right, so since that journey began, and you guys got into the SSG, why don't you tell me a little bit about your starting to stream? Because when I met you guys, it was Hangry Pirate streaming, and so I'd like to know a little bit about you starting out.
Well, I was trying to get my Etsy shop going, and I was doing the pour art and stuff all the time, and my husband was like, well, you're already doing this, so why don't you stream it? Join me in the streaming world and all this stuff. And I was like, well, hell, why not? I mean, what's adding a camera to it? Might as well.
Yeah. So do you still do the pour art? I know I haven't seen a stream of it, but that's just me. I try to see all the streams, but do you still do the pour art?
So currently I've had to take a break from the pour art streams due to weather conditions, because the paint's so thick that when it gets cold, if it dries cold and quickly, the paint will crack. So I haven't been able to do that since I do all of that out in the garage. So it gets really cold out there. So I've had to take a break because of weather. And now with the current setup that we have, I'm probably not going to be able to do it until we buy an actual PC, so we're not constantly moving the laptop back and forth and unplugging and replugging things, because I don't want to mess up anything that we have on the current setup.
I gotcha. Um, so that's awesome tips for anybody here that wants to do pour paint or does pour paint. That is definitely something I didn't think about as far as the weather.
Like if you don't have a really well insulated to where it can dry slow and like at a room temperature, if it's too cold, it's just going to dry way too quick and then crack the paint and then you can't do anything with it. I had a few when it was starting to get cold that cracked and I'm like, well, that's cool. I guess you're just staying in my house forever now.
Yeah. So how's your Etsy shop going?
It's going pretty good. I've had a couple people buy a few paintings from me while I was streaming, which was really, really exciting. But I'm still trying to like figure out the whole logistics of Etsy because people are telling me you have to go and switch your tags every day and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't really have the time to do that. I just put up my listings and put it out there when I can. So it hasn't really taken off, but I have gotten 4 sales so far, which is awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. Um, so if you guys look at the bottom right hand corner of the stream, you will see two of her art pieces. I know she has many, many more, or, has taken photos of other art, but I grabbed these two from the Discord, and I think these are two that she sent to me too as well for the website. But the one on the left, um, that I love that. That's my favorite. Like it, kind of looks like a galaxy to me.
And
And
it was actually inspired by a galaxy. It was done on stream, and one of the viewers, one of my channel point redeems, is to pick all of the colors that I use, and those are what she picked. And she wanted a galaxy type thing, so that's what we were actually going for.
yeah, it turned out really well.
That's
Um,
actually one of my favorite pieces too.
yeah. So did you sell that one, or do you still have that one?
I still have that one.
Oh, cool. All right. So we've talked about the beginning and how you started out. Do you still stream pretty regular? How's that going?
It's going okay. Still stream 3 days a week. Well, yeah, 3 days a week, 2 days, 2 nights. And Pirate and I were just talking about me possibly picking up one of his days, so maybe we have like equal days since he streams a little bit more than I do. Yeah, because I'm like, well, 3 days a week is it's just not enough for me, and I need at least one more day. So we're trying to figure out that. But currently, I am still on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. I've actually, I think it was about a month ago, I think, I was actually able to catch one of your streams and one of his streams. Um, haven't been sleeping real well, and I always check to see if you guys are on. And I'm glad I got to stop by. I always enjoy the vibes in your streams.
Well, thank you.
You're
We
welcome.
try and be very welcoming. I mean, even though I'm not really kid appropriate, your kids definitely shouldn't be watching me, but we try and be welcoming and fun at the same time.
Yeah. Oh man. Um, I don't think mine are very kid appropriate either. It's okay. To have 6 kids and not be kid appropriate, I think it's funny. Um, sometimes I don't think I'm kid appropriate in real life, but that's another story for another day. Um, all right, so I want to know because we're digging into Metal Mermaid streaming. Um, how did you come up with your streaming name?
Well, it kind of has a mix of everything. So my husband, when me and my husband first met, he was like, I really love pirates, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, holy shit, I really love mermaids, pirates and mermaids that go together. So we've always just been kind of a pirate and a mermaid
Check it
together.
out,
But
man.
then the heavy metal aspect, like I'm a huge metalhead. I've gone to so many concerts I can't even count. So I've just put two and two together and it seemed to work out nicely. A lot of people seem to like my name and I really enjoy it as well.
That's awesome. I'd like it. I think I saw Redneck made the mistake of not paying attention and thought you were a dude. I, I had to call him out. I think I caught his comment in one of the channels in the Discord. I'm gonna. Debbie says I need a shovel to dig deeper. Um, all right, so we're getting in there. We're learning, and so we've learned that Metal Mermaid kind of does everything. She's a mom. She streams. She does art. Um, she likes heavy metal. Um, I think I like when when I first met you in the Facebook group, which I'm not a part of any of those groups anymore. I got kicked out of all those groups, by the way. I have a big mouth. Um, but anyway, I remember seeing your name when I watched Hangry's stream the first time, and I was thinking, this is cool. Like, I, obviously she digs metal, but mermaid. Like, it's two things you don't really think go together. Like metal mermaid, and
Right.
yeah, but it does, and it works for you. It fits you. Like when I see your picture, I'm like, oh, that's metal mermaid. It's So you picked a really awesome name for your stream. I mean, it fits. Um, but yeah, I think that's really interesting. When people ask me where I got my name from, it's just simple. I like biscuits and I'm from the South. So there you go.
Right. It
Uh,
took me a while to come up with my name, and I was like, well, I like all of these things, and then it just happened to click. I'm like, well, this fits me just perfect. So,
yeah. Well, you did a good job. I don't have a unique story for mine, and I like hearing the stories of other people. And I think it's really interesting that you and Hangry have it goes together. Metal Mermaid and Hangry Pirate. Now, when I think about his name, I automatically think he's starving. Like he is so hungry that he's hangry.
he legit gets hangry. Like, if he's hungry, he's not hungry, he's hangry.
Yeah. That's
Eat a
awesome.
Snickers.
Eat a Snickers.
Oh,
Arg-
he'll eat Snickers and he'll still be hangry. He snacks all day long.
but don't have any regrets. Okay. So, I don't know how many people in the audience know um like anything beyond streaming in your life. And I'm not going to dig too personal. Um, but I know you have children, and sometimes I call mine monkeys. But other than your children, do you have any pets?
We have two cats, a dog, and two turtles.
Oh, you have turtles? What kind of turtles?
The red-eared sliders. Their
Ooh.
names are Shake and Bake because they want to go fast.
Shake and bake.
Nice.
So, how do you, like, are they identical? How do you tell them apart?
Um, Shake is a little bit bigger and a little bit darker.
Okay.
Ah, gotcha. So not exactly like our twins. I don't know though. I think
Mm,
about that and
Katie's heavier.
yeah, Katie is heavier. She's a little more round. Um so what do they eat?
The turtles, we have pellets for them. Like we get pellets from the pet store, and then They eat like the freeze-dried crickets and mealworms and things like that, but you can also feed them just regular vegetables. Like anytime we make a sandwich and we're putting lettuce on our sandwich, we'll drop some lettuce into the tank for them.
Oh, cool. So, how big are they gonna get?
Well, see, red-eared sliders seem to grow to their environment, but ours are just stubborn because they have a huge, huge tank. And once they've gotten the size that they are now, they just haven't grown. So they're probably a little bit bigger than palm size, like large palm size. But I heard they get up to size of dinner plates, so I have no idea.
Oh, wow. I wonder if they'll still want to shake and bake at that size.
Right?
Um, so do you let them out and just let them chill in the house?
We don't, only because I think that our dog, because our dog can be sort of not aggressive towards little animals, just like want to play with them. And I think our dog would try and pick them up and God knows what.
Oh, cool.
The only time we really take them out of their environment is to clean their tank.
Do they do they ever get a bath? Like, do you guys put them in the bathtub?
No. I mean, we put them in the bathtub when when we're cleaning their tank and stuff, and then we have like a shell protection kind of lotion that we put on them, and you can scrub them down with a toothbrush and make sure that the shell is all healthy and whatnot. But other than that, they're pretty good to go.
That's awesome. So we've learned about shake and bake. So what about your pup and your cats? What are their names?
My dog's name is Anara. She is a pit bull boxer mix, a brindle, and she's getting pretty old. She's about 10 now. She'll be 10, I think, this August.
Oh, wow.
And she is very like she's tall and slender, kind of like the boxer, but she's got the pit bull head. But she still acts like a puppy.
Yeah. Does your dog get along with the cats?
Yes, my dog gets along with our little baby kitty, Calypso. She's the all black kitty. She's our sweetheart. But the other cat, my black and white cat, he's really old. His name's Riley, but we call him Asshole or Devil because he is. um, I had him way before Pirate and I ever got together, and he was abused as a kitten. So, um, but he's like 14 now, and he's just not nice to anyone.
We have one of those actually. When hashtag and I had our store open, um, he was a stray and he just kept pushing himself on us. And one day we had the doors to the store open and people were coming in and out, and he just darted in. Like, he's like, I'm going to make these people love me. And he's been with us ever since, but because he was abused, or we assume he was, nobody can pet him, nobody can hold him, and he would rather be outside. Like, he doesn't come inside at all. He shows up to eat, and that's pretty much it. But he does consider us his family. He doesn't go far from the yard. Um, he's just here, and he it's kind of like a guard dog. Like just a dog that just walks back and forth, making sure nobody comes in the yard, because he will pounce on dogs or whatever that comes in the yard like crazy. But um, anyway, so we've learned about how you got started, a little bit about how you found SSG, and we've dug into some of your personal stuff as far as your animals. I'm going to move on and start asking about some gaming stuff. So, as a child, were you ever interested in gaming?
Yeah, I actually did play a lot of games, the original NES, and moved on up to Sega, and just kind of went through the consoles, PS1, and then I stopped for a really long time. I think after I started having to take care of personal issues at home and working a lot at like 15, 16 years old, I was working and just didn't really have the time at that point. And then I didn't start getting back into it actually until I got with Pirate, and he's a gamer. I'm like, yes, please, let's do this.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, from a female perspective, growing up, I never knew any other girl, female, that played video games. So I definitely like to ask those questions when I have a female on the show. Um, so that's really cool. So what was your favorite game on the NES?
I mean Mario, just regular Mario all day. I
Oh, that's
I used to play a lot of Duck Hunt too. I don't know if that's original NES, but Duck Hunt was like one of my favorite things to play.
Yes. So I was just about to ask you that question. If you enjoyed Duck Hunt. Sometimes I ask that question not on the show, but in general, people in real life, and they just look at me funny, and I'm like, I must be fucking old. Like I'm old. Like, I've had because the hashtag and I had a retro game store. We had people that wanted to play Duck Hunt, of course, and those people knew about it, but they always wanted to play with the gun, and we're like, you can't do that anymore because we don't have an old glass TV. But I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if they've recreated any of that or not. But yeah,
As far as I know, you can't use the guns on any of the new TVs. It has to be the old box TVs.
yeah, and that's so sad. That's so sad.
It is.
I want
Gotta
to.
go get that one from Patty.
Yeah, but is his glass? I thought it wasn't glass.
It's flat glass and it's HDMI. It's got 1080i. It's like a rare glass tube type 1080i TV. We gotta
Yeah,
go get it. It's heavy as fuck though. I can't. We gotta take somebody to go get it.
yeah. He's
I actually have a Duck Hunt T-shirt, and I'm looking at my NES right now.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So do you play? You still play that console, right?
The NES,
Yes.
we haven't hooked it up in a while, honestly. When we moved into this house and stuff, we were trying to introduce it to our oldest. We were like, check out Mario and all this stuff, and you have to blow into the cartridges. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
Wh- What do you mean you have to blow it? What? So
Yeah. Oh
he did
yeah.
play it for a while.
Yeah. Um okay, so what else do you remember besides Mario, like maybe even a little bit later that you enjoyed playing?
One of my favorite things to play was Mortal Kombat because that was something that I shared with my cousin, who passed away in 2007. But me and him were basically like brother and sister, not really cousins. And we would hang out all day and literally just play Mortal Kombat for hours.
How many games did you win?
A lot because I was a button masher.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
He
So
would know all the codes and everything, and I would still beat him. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know.
it's just yeah, just pressing all these buttons. So who was your favorite character to play as?
Oh, I really like Sub Zero, but I also liked, I think her name's Katana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked Sub-Zero too. I like Sub-Zero. I've actually thought about getting back into that whole thing. I think there's some new stuff coming out for Mortal Kombat. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I liked the 007 GoldenEye from
That was
from
a
back
good
in the day.
one.
Yeah. So,
I also really liked Tekken and, going to the arcade and playing some games like that too.
how cool. Um, so what did you do you remember which game you played at the arcade?
Well, I think there was Tekken at the arcade, and uh, other than that, no, I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely a cool vibe, though. I wish we could still, especially in our area, have a place to go chill and play, you know, some games, some old games like that.
Right.
We live in the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Yeah, and arcades really aren't so much popular anymore. I mean, we had a few here when I was growing up here, and they just like shut down, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's why hashtag and I, we ended up closing our store 8 months into it because we, first of all, we're in the middle of nowhere and we tried to be the people that brought something cool, and it worked as far as a place to hang out because there's not even a place to hang out. So we met tons of teenagers like from 16 up, and we met some nerds, older nerds like us, as well, and we started a D&D group that still goes actually. Um,
Awesome.
but we had to close because we couldn't survive off just people coming to hang out. We nobody was interested in the actual arcade and buying merchandise aspect of it. So, um, yeah, it's unfortunate for all of us who love playing video games to not have that venue to go to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to switch gears for a second and ask totally not game related questions. Um, so, first of all, it's going to be like really serious. I've got a couple serious questions and then maybe a couple other questions, and then we'll get to hashtag, and then we'll ask you the questions that people have been asking in the chat. So, if you could learn an answer about your future that you have no idea about, what question would that be?
Basically, I would want to know if Pirate would be able to stay home with us full time. Because I mean, he works all the time. He works 10-hour days, and that's one of our main goals. Like, yeah, we have other goals like wanting to buy a house and things like that. But I would want to know if at some point he can just be home with us.
Yeah, that is awesome. A hashtag and I was actually talking about that the other day. We were talking about how if we all could just stay home, minus, those that have to go out and make deliveries or whatever, that would be really awesome. And I'm like, well, you're talking about like future stuff, like robots and stuff doing stuff, and we just sit at home, like, you know, because
Yeah.
we still have to have people go out. We still there's food. There's farmers. Farmers have to farm the food that we eat, and so on and so on. So, um, I think we're definitely heading in that direction, though, future wise.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of a mental thing for us because he feels like he's missing out on a lot with the kids,
Hmm.
constantly being at work, and he just doesn't want to miss anything.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in the future you guys are able to achieve that for sure. That was another reason behind Italian Slice, myself, and hashtag forming SSG is to help people have a foundation to begin, to have a start, get to know people, ask questions, learn things, um, just like to be a resource, and I hope all of you guys succeed. I was talking to Debbie the other day, and I'm like, when you get famous, don't forget about me, okay?
Right.
So, yeah. So when you guys, everybody makes it big time. Don't forget about biscuits.
Yeah, I mean, SSG has been just a blessing because it was an amazing starting point in learning all of this stuff because we had no idea. We had no idea that like the whole follow for follow thing was like bad and all this stuff. We were learning and we learned a
Yeah.
lot from SSG.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people don't know that, and then there's people that think, oh, well, I'm not going to get caught. There's so many people that do this, yada yada. But,
That
you know,
doesn't benefit
um,
you at all.
right. You're not creating long lasting friendships. And there's a guy that hashtag watches, and, he's a good. I have mixed feelings about him, but we've even been skeptical that he watches our streams secretly because we'll watch one of his streams like a few days later and he's talking and doing the same thing we're doing on our stream and we're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was our idea. But anyway, we've followed him since his beginning. He came from Mixer and he just is at a stagnant 300 viewers each stream. Now, that's a lot. That is a
That is
lot.
a lot.
It's a lot. But he doesn't do what we do. He doesn't do what Metal Mermaid does. He doesn't help other people. He doesn't do random streams like you guys do, random raids, I mean. Um and I just that was one of the things I learned early on was nobody's getting anywhere in this sea of things. you know, Nobody's getting anywhere. We're all fighting for viewers, and I'm like, it can't happen this way. And actually, hashtag and I, we still go and hang out in his stream. We actually send raids to him, but he never once, returns it. And
Mhm.
we're like, that's why every time we watch him, he has the same number of viewers, the same number, 300, and he's been that way for about a year. And I think he's trying to pull out strings, like, okay, I got to do something else, I got to. But anyway, I know I'm long-winded, but anyway, I'm saying that to say you guys are on the right track. Um, you guys are giving type of people. You guys want to see others succeed as much as you want to succeed. And me personally, I think that's how um, I think that's how it works. Um, and it just takes time. You got to put in the time, and that's
Yeah, I
what.
mean, a tree can't grow without water. You got to water it.
Right, and that is good advice. Um, so we just really appreciate you guys. I hate that I have to miss so many of your streams, but I know you guys are out there doing your thing. I know you guys out there support SSG, and we appreciate that. Um, and we're really proud to have you guys a part of our family. And I consider it that now. Like everybody, when I pop in Discord, which I haven't been active much lately, you guys are just doing your thing. You guys talk to each other, you guys help each other out, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Um, and you guys are headed in the right direction. Um, so with that being said, and I know you answered the question about your future, where you would like to have an answer. But in about, I would say, the next 5 years, if streaming doesn't work out, where do you guys see yourself?
Probably still streaming just because it's something that we enjoy very much. Like, we don't really necessarily are putting all our eggs into streaming. It's not, oh, I got to make partner in 5 years or something like that. We just enjoy the community. So, I mean, when it comes to streaming, even if it's not a huge growth, we're still going to be doing it because now it's something that we both enjoy doing. Like it's part of our lives and we're not just going to cut it out.
Right, right. I think hashtag would do the same, honestly. I'm not streaming currently, but I do miss it. So, um, but anyway, we're really glad that you guys are here and that is the future that you see yourself in. Um, Not many people stick with it. Throughout the course of SSG, which will be a year this August. Um, wow, a year has flown by, but um, we have seen people come and go. People just give up.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you need to take a mental break, and that's understandable. Take the time that you need, but hop back on that horse. But me and Pirate, we don't give up on anything. Like we're not quitters. The only thing I quit doing was smoking cigarettes.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, that being said, I would like to know, what do you guys do if you get in a funk, though? Like, how do you guys deal with that?
Honestly, we just lean on each other as a crutch. We are constantly talking to each other. We have great communication with each other. So if he's feeling down or something and he needs a boost, I'm there for his boost. I mean, that's not only as husband and wife, but just as partners and somebody that you care about. If they need a boost, then you need to go and talk to somebody and figure things out, because keeping things to yourself doesn't help, because you're not getting that release and you're not getting confirmation or what you need. And mental breaks are good, and thinking things through in your own head are good, but also talking to other people with other experiences or other advice is honestly, in my opinion, one of the best options.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I'm doing right now. I just, I want to focus on SSG. I want to focus on its members. Um, that was my thing, and that's where I started. And I wasn't even really streaming that much, if at all. I don't think I was streaming quite yet, um, when I started, but it definitely is hard work. People that don't stream and do this, they think, oh, you just sit in front of a computer or a TV, and we're considered lazy, but it is work. You have to work for it, just like having your own TV show, basically. um,
Hmm.
and you're the main cast member, and
Yeah.
you have to look at it that way.
And you have to make genuine connections with people. I mean, that's what it is you have to make genuine connections with everybody.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think people don't realize the mental health part of it all. Yeah, you're sitting and you're playing games, and that should be relaxing, and you're talking with people, but there's a lot of mentality behind it, and it takes a toll on some people. It really does. And when they don't talk about it, they just bottle it up inside, and some people will quit. And it's unfortunate, because they probably would have continued had they had some sort of support or somebody to talk to. But not it's up to you to make those genuine relationships and have the people to talk to as well.
Right. Actually, earlier on in my oldest daughter's life, she was in therapy, and that was one of the things her therapist said. At 4 years old, she picked up Minecraft, and it was the first person outside of gaming that said, hey, this is good for her, because it gives her not only an outlet to deal with things that she's going through that perhaps she doesn't want to talk about per se, or not ready to talk about, but Minecraft teaches you a lot of things. And
Mhm.
I don't know a lot about Minecraft, not personally, but it taught her how to build and how to match and how to, uh, all kinds of things, how to count, just all kinds of things that she's not really knowing that she's learning, but she's learning it. And so she still plays, until this day. She's almost 12, and she started at 3 or 4 years old, and she still plays. And so, um, I'm really thankful for that. But touching on that a little bit, um, how do you deal with that, or have you ever had to deal with somebody that thinks that what you do as far as streaming is it's just nothing, like it's just what you do in your spare time, or that you're not grown up?
Well, personally, I haven't run into that as much, because my mentality of it is, if they're not there to support me, if they don't support what I'm doing and think it's childish or a waste of time or something, then they're not there for me. They're just they're not there to support me. They're not a true friend. So why am I going to have that person around who's not rooting me on? I'd rather have cheerleaders and people who are like, dude, that's amazing. Like, go for your goals, and people who hype me up. I don't want any negative Nancy's around me.
Right. Well, you said you haven't had to experience that in real life. Have you had to experience that in your stream?
No, I mean, I haven't, thankfully. And the day that I do, it's gonna be like, okay, well, goodbye. You don't have to be here.
Right. Right. Um, well, I have a couple more questions for you, and then I'm going to get to hashtag and see what he has to ask, and then we'll get to the people in the chat. So, guys, don't forget, I've seen several of you post. Get your questions in by using the channel point redemption, and as soon as hashtag's finished, if he has any questions for Metal Mermaid, I will begin to read those questions. Um, so a little on the funny side. Um, where is the worst place you've been stuck for a long time?
I'm confused. What do you mean?
Like an elevator or top of a building or,
Uh,
just something where you had to be stuck, like perhaps you didn't have your cell phone, um, just anything.
jury duty.
Yeah, anything like that.
Jury duty. I
Oh
was
no.
stuck there for 4 freaking days.
Oh no.
And I
Oh,
didn't even get called up to ask questions. I was literally just waiting for them to pick a jury.
wow.
You're like,
So,
guilty, guilty, get this over with.
yeah. So, how many hours a day did you have to give?
To jury duty? I was there for like 8 hours a day for 4 or 5 days, something like that.
Wow. Did they paid you for that though, right?
No.
What? Did they provide lunch at least?
They gave you a lunch break. You could go and get food. They gave you a lunch break.
Eee.
Oh man. Wow. I've had to serve jury duty once my entire life, and it was very brief. They picked their jury, and I was like, well, I didn't get picked, and I went home. So, um, so, what is your guilty pleasure?
Anime?
Oh, what kind of anime?
I don't know. I bounce around because I absolutely love things like DBZ, and I could rewatch DBZ a million times, but I really like animes like Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan, more like the dark, gnarly ones. But
Oh.
I also like My Hero Academia, so it's just I like anime.
That is awesome. I got out of anime a very long time ago. But I watched early Pokemon, but I don't watch that anymore, and I don't think that's really considered anime-ish. Um, not
I think
what?
it is.
Well,
It's like
not
early.
yeah. So like not what's today. Um,
Yeah.
but I have my best friend whose son loves Dragon Ball Z. I've watched some shows with him, and he'll tell me, oh, this happened or whatever, and I could see myself getting drawn into that. And so, with that being said, I've stayed away from it. Because from how he told me, it's never ending. Like, there's so many.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I will never leave my couch. I'll have to binge watch all of it.
Yeah, I've binge watched all of it multiple times.
It's kind of like what I do with The Office, and I'm sad it's not on Netflix anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, The Office is not on Netflix. But
Office.
yes, I at first when
That's
hashtag
what she said.
yeah when he introduced me into The Office. I was like, what is this fucking shit? Like, I'm just getting pissed off at the stupidity. Like, turn it off.
I don't think that anime really overweighs fishing. I guess fishing would be my guilty pleasure because I'd rather go fishing than sit and watch anime. So I don't know.
Ah, okay, yeah. I love fishing. That's something else I've not done in a while. So, since fishing is something you love to do, this is my last question. When was the last time you went fishing, and how many fish did you catch?
Last time I went fishing was, I think when I was still pregnant. So it's been a very long time. And I think we caught like maybe three that day.
Okay. What kind of fish?
We usually get bass out of the lakes. We have two local lakes, and we either get bass, trout, or the crappie. I think it's crappie or crappie, but I haven't caught any of those in a while, so it's usually bass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a long time since I went, but I actually caught one of those. I think they call them mud cats here, where it's like the ones that just eat the dirt. And I remember my dad telling me that, oh, you just throw it back. You're not going to want to eat that fish. And that's been a while back, but um, that's really interesting. All right, so I'm going to pass it off to hashtag to see if he has any questions for you, and if he does or doesn't, whatever, I will read what the chat would like to know about you.
Oh, I thought I was going to read what the chat had on.
Okay, well you could do that. I just thought you might have some questions because you looked at my
I
question list.
do. But I've been listening. You've hit a lot of high notes, and it's going to be tough to follow. So okay. All right, we hadn't talked about cuisine. What's your favorite? If you gotta cook food, what's your favorite? When you and Hungry go out, what do you go? Where do you go, and what do you eat?
Sushi.
Ooh.
Ooh, see, like we're twins. Like the more you talk, we're twins. I'm like everything she said. I'm like I can relate to that.
Sushi. If we're going out, we're going out to sushi.
So
What?
what's I gotta ask her now that you've
You're
asked the
done,
question.
biscuits.
No,
I'm
I'm
doing
not.
this.
I want to know what kind of sushi, and then I'll give it back to you.
So we don't really get too many rolls. We get like a couple spicy tuna rolls, but as far as rolls go, there's not enough fish, so we get the like nigiri and whatnot.
Ooh.
Okay.
But yeah, we like a lot of nigiri. We literally cannot go out to sushi without dropping at least $100.
Ooh, I love it. I know. Like, our we get our bill and it's like, what do we eat? This says $160. Like,
Whatever.
what do you eat?
Whatever.
Yeah, sushi's so like we get the rolls. I love the rolls, but I order a roll and you order a roll and we have our food, but um, it's so good. Anyway,
All right. I guess I'll leave it at that since we might have another biscuits interruption.
what, whatever.
She's like, wait, let's talk about sushi. Hold on, wait a second.
All right.
I was like,
So
I
let's go
can't
on to the
believe I
chat.
forgot to ask about food.
Well, I was, and then you still got me on it, but it don't matter. All right, we're going to the chat. Rednecky and ask. Let's see. That was for Hangry, but Hangry answered that in the chat.
No, go. He asked the very first question
He did, and I'm looking at it.
about her hair color.
Don't. It must have. Oh yeah, I had to restart the stream because it blanked out. Yeah, he asked if your color was black or green, dark green.
Right now?
Well, I guess in the picture, I guess.
Oh, because naturally it's like a very dark brown and it looks black, but I just recently dyed it. It's got purple and green and blue.
I got you. All right. Then the second one, Hangry answered that. It was actually for Hangry. All right. David Destroyer asks, pick one and why. First one, riding a giraffe down the highway in the middle of an apocalypse while shooting down a helicopter, or two, befriending an orangutan, and because of that, you can now speak and understand all animal languages.
Hmm, I think I would go with the second one
Gotcha.
because I would love to talk to animals. I mean, who wouldn't? And
And
it doesn't
now,
have to do with an apocalypse, so there.
yeah, I tend to stay away from the apocalypse too. Dev Destroyer asked, "Do you play any instruments?"
I used to actually, in high school and stuff like that. I was in band and I played, I think, up to 7 instruments that I taught myself,
Ooh.
and in band and things like that. But I haven't picked up an instrument since I graduated. So if you put a bass guitar in my hand right now, I'd be like, "What do I do with this again?"
I got you. All right. Another one from Destroyer. Climbing 10,000 18-inch stairs to meet your idol, or an elevator to watch someone humiliate and embarrass your enemy.
No, I'm climbing those stairs. If I'm meeting Corey Taylor, I will climb a million stairs. I don't give a fuck.
Nice, nice. There you go, Destroyer. All right, Prime 25. He asks, "What was the latest concert you've been to?"
The very last concert I've been to was right before COVID hit. I was about 7 or 8 months pregnant, and we went and saw Beyond Creation.
Okay. Heck yeah. Let's see. All right. Debbie's got another one. Pick one to gain. An extra arm, $50,000 cash, or never
You
in needing
skip.
to eat.
You skipped
I
one.
got that. It
Okay.
don't matter. I'll agree with you. Pick one to gain. An extra arm, $50,000 cash, never needing to eat or drink, and the ability of flight. Or the ability of flight.
Um, Shit.
He's really hitting with some hard ones, ain't he?
Yeah, there's two that I can't pick between because an extra arm would be very helpful with all the kids and things I have to do, but $50,000 cash, how can you say no to that?
Yeah.
I got you.
um, I guess I would have to go with the cash. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a decent year's salary right there.
Hmm.
I I think
Let
I would go with never needing to eat or drink.
think I'd go with the flight. Boom. I'd never be late. Could always get to work.
You'd still be late.
I probably would. Pick one to lose. Sight, sound, one arm, or two legs. No prosthetics afterwards. That's from Debbie.
One arm.
Okay.
I'd lose an arm.
Lose an arm. There you go, Debbie. I don't know what you're doing with with this information, but
He
there you
just
go.
he just likes to mix it up.
He might be planning an attack. I don't know. All right. From there, we're going down. Next one I see is from Toxic Carnage. He said, "Who is your favorite streamer?"
Like
It
big
don't
time
say it don't
streamer
say
or
big or small, but whatever you're choosing.
okay. I'll just go with either. Well, I'll just go with both. So bigger streamer. I really like Squid.
Okay.
She's a female gamer. I don't know if you guys know her, but I really like Squid. And then a little bit smaller is hard because I have so many. Like I really enjoy Celtic Corpse, um, and everybody else that's in the SSG community. I really enjoy just going into their streams.
Got you. Got you. Let's see. Uh, Toxic Carnage. Who's your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Then here's Debbie giving everybody a juicy apple with a snake in it. I don't know what that you have to explain that to me later there, Debbie. Toxic Carnic asks how much can an average metal mermaid bench when she is underwater?
What?
I have no. I think you're just doing it to hear me say
When she's underwater, I mean, we're mermaids, so it would be the same.
superpower. All right. Debbie, who is your favorite villain?
Hmm, it's always been Maleficent, even though she's not technically like a villain, but I would have to go with Maleficent.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Toxic Carnage. He says, "Where did your gamer tag come from?" I know he wasn't here in the beginning. He come in a little late, so
Um, Metal and mermaids.
And there you have it, folks.
there you go,
Heavy
Carnage.
metal, and I like mermaids. Ta-da!
All right, let's see. Carnage. If you had to pick up super speed, if you had to pick super speed, flying, or super strength, pick one.
Mm, super speed.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Do you know how much I could get done with super speed?
Oh, I know the whole thing. We could even beat Jumper there at Repair Mercedes. I saw that follow there. Where you been? Let's
Don't
see. All right,
say,
hang.
don't say. Never mind. Go
Okay,
ahead.
don't. I won't say it. I promise. Even though I don't know what it is.
I wasn't gonna tell you. I was gonna tell you don't say who asked it, and then tell her who asked it later. But anyways, you already said it, so go ahead.
Okay. Pirate ass. How do you put up with pirate shit?
Unconditional love and patience.
Oh, is there such thing as that?
Yes, I have it.
Biscuits, where you at? Debbie! Debbie Stroya asked, who is who I guess
And
in SSG could you beat in a fight?
Well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm actually pretty good with these hands, Kay. Not gonna say they're registered or anything. I'm pretty good with these hands. So, I mean, you just got to put them in a line, and there's always gonna be somebody bigger and badder than you. So I just need to find that person.
Ah, I got you. I got you. That looks like it. Looks like you
so,
caught up.
she's basically saying she could whip dough.
Okay.
She could whip
I'm good.
Biscuit's ass.
I love you, biscuits. I wouldn't
Oh,
like it. I wouldn't enjoy it. I wouldn't enjoy
but I would rise to the occasion.
it. See, it'd be fun though.
Yeah, it would be. Flour going everywhere.
All right.
Oh man.
Looks like it, biscuits.
Yeah, that's it. So, if you want to hang around and let hashtag do his little segment about tech, and then we'll go raid somebody. And we don't have a video this week, so if you guys didn't hear that announcement at the beginning, I'm sorry to tell you the bad news. But until you guys get us some more clips, we can't make some videos.
Clip that shit.
Yeah,
Post it.
clip it and post it, and let's
It's
get
not for
some.
us. It's just for y'all.
Yeah, it's for y'all. Hold on, Aubrey. And so I'm gonna go ahead and let hashtag tell you guys a couple of things. Thank you, Metal Mermaid, for being on the show. It was a blast. I really enjoyed digging into more knowledge about Metal Mermaid.
Well, thank you guys for having me, and thanks for member of the month.
Yes,
No
I
worries.
can't believe I forgot. I got all into the interview, and you guys, if you didn't know, she's member of the month, and that's why we're doing this interview so we could get to know our member of the month. Um, and Devi's saying it's dinner time, so I don't know if he's talking about the fight between me and Metal Mermaid or his actual supper. So anyway,
I don't know. Biscuits might be cooking up some fish.
yeah, I need some fish. Um, I cooked breakfast earlier, and that's all I remember. All right, so I'm gonna pass it off to hashtag Metal Mermaid. You're welcome to stay in the chat, or um,
Yeah.
you know, or whatever. But thank you again, and I'll definitely see you around the Discord.
All right. Thank you.
Biscuits, you still gonna be at the
You're
computer?
welcome. Yeah, I'm not leaving the computer.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Going into the tech talk slash gamer news. Really don't have any tech talk this week, but we got some gamer news. Okay. Tourney results. If you do not know, we did Warzone yesterday, 5 o'clock to 7. As we start, we did. We're starting at the bottom of the barrel. Toxic Animal and Gucci Great Decks placed fourth. Third place was Toxic Duckies. Second place was Argatron and Straight Gaming. And first place was Redneckian and Unspoken Turtles. Damn it, Debbie, you got me saying turtles and that shit. Oh, I listened to you the whole thing. Said turtles, turtles. I was like, no, it's turtles. Ah. All right. As you know, we give out a little bit of, we don't get no money in off of it, so we try to do what we can. We're going to get y'all an SSG t-shirt and some decals, okay? Make sure you fill out the form so we know where to send it and your sizes. I think Redneckian's already sent me his size. Unspoken Totals, please do so. All right. Free game from Epic. I can't leave you hanging. Not going to. Creature in the Well. As the last robot remaining, Bot C unit venture deep into a desert mountain to restore power to an ancient facility haunted by a desperate creature. Uncover and upgrade powerful gear in order to free the city of Mirage from a deadly sandstorm. Go ahead and play it, Biscuit.
I'm Adam Volker, a creative director at Flight School Studio. We are making a game called Creature in the Well, a small indie title you may not have heard of. In Creature in the Well, you play as Bot C, the last remaining engineer of the Robot Collective. Your goal is to save the town of Mirage from an unrelenting sandstorm by repowering an ancient weather machine that has been dormant for centuries thanks to an ominous creature. The game plays as a top-down adventure hack and slash, but its core mechanics are inspired by pinball, breakout, and other ball-related games. It's weird, I know, let me explain. In the game, you explore sprawling dungeons room by room. Visualize each of them as a small circuit board. The puzzles challenge the player's ability to catch, charge, and shoot the ball quickly and accurately. Each time you hit a bumper with orbs, you collect energy, which is shown in the top left corner of the screen. You will use this energy to unlock doors and upgrade your character to further progress through the game. Creature in the Well contains 8 handcrafted, bespoke, super duper unique dungeons, each with their own theme and visual style. No one has touched the machine in ages, so the creature has had a lot of time to tinker and set traps for you to overcome. Some are action-focused, challenging your reflexes, while others test your logic and puzzle-solving abilities. Sometimes, even, the creature will attempt to stop you itself. Creature in the Well is full of secrets. Everything you find gives you a glimpse into what happened to the machine. There are 12 cosmetic capes and 16 different weapons split into chargers and strikers. My personal favorite is the axe. It splits a single ball into multiple, allowing you to hit your targets more easily. The hammer slows down time, allowing you to get your volleys times just.
What happened? That was the end of the video.
Hello, I'm Adam Volker, a creative director at Flight School Studio. We are making a game called Creature in the Well, a small indie title you may not have heard of.
I, c-
I got you, Biscuits. I had my mic on mute.
I was about to say, I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, that's the Creature in the Well. That's the free one from Epic in the store. It looks sort of like a pinballish type game. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. It's a free in Epic, so if you're interested, you don't even have to download it. Just go add it to your library and maybe download it later or something. All right, we got another one. It's a big game coming out. Looks like a AAA title. Called Outriders. Um, as mankind bleeds out in the trenches of Eknok, you'll create your own Outrider and embark on a journey across the hostile planet. Which, with rich storytelling spawning a diverse world, you'll leave behind the slums and shanty towns of the first city and traverse forests, mountains, and desert in pursuit of a mysterious signal. All right, let's go ahead and show them a little bit what's going on. Oh, that's the commercial.
We awoke from one nightmare into another. Not on our dying Earth, but somewhere much worse.
Good guys are dead one. A good guys are one night in the fire. Good guys are dead one. A good guys are one night.
We came to Enoch as our last chance, a chance at a new home. But what we found didn't save humanity. It consumed it. We awoke changed. The anomaly unleashed within us, burning with power. Impossible power. Enoch robs us of our humanity, yet gives us so much more. Each step taking us further from what we were, and closer to what we must become.
Yeah, this is still available for pre-order. I guess they pushed it back from holiday of 2020. Uh, yeah, I looked into that. I was just actually
This is the check.
I just actually saw that game about a week ago and looked at it and said, yeah, we're gonna show this off in the podcast. Looks really good. The game is badass. Per Listdexia approved. Listdexia approves. All right. We got one more item on the agenda, and then we're going to hand it off. Okay. Your Mario games, like your Super Mario 3D All-Stars and your Mario 35, they're coming to an end, people. March 31st. You won't be able to download these games off the store. Okay? Mario 35, as you know, you can only download it from the store. Super Mario 3D All Stars, you can buy that in store or on their Nintendo store. You won't be able to download it from the Nintendo store after the 31st. Okay, you still should be able to get your hands on the hard copies, but that's be up to you. So if you want it and you want it digitally, make sure you get it before the 31st. Mario 35 will actually be coming down, and you will not be able to play it after the 31st. So, if you don't know, Super Mario All-Stars, 3D All-Stars is Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario Sunshine. Two of them from the GameCube, one of them from the 64 on one cartridge. Okay, so some people might not know about this. You know, you got a couple more days to pick them up. So I think Walmart has that game for like $49. You know, not the 59 like everybody else has got it at. So check that out. Didn't want you to miss it. Wanted to tell you about it before it was gone. And that's it. That's all I got. Biscuits, who we raiding?
Well, before we go raid, I happened to see this book that I've read some in the past, and it's I've had it for a while, so I'm not sure how accurate some of this information is anymore, but it's called The World's Greatest Book of Useless Information. So it's supposed to be true stuff, but it kind of like hard to believe. Um, so I wanted to read a little bit out of this just as a off the wall stuff. So one section in the book is called Grounds for Discussion, and it's talking about coffee, of course. So it says the world's most expensive coffee costs $130 a pound. It's called Luwak, Luwak. They make this coffee from droppings of a type of marsupial that eats only the best coffee beans. So plantation workers track the marsupials and scoop up their precious poop, and they make the coffee from that. And it says large doses of this coffee is lethal. 10 grams, or it's equal to 100 cups, over 4 hours can kill the average human.
Wow. Marsupial poop, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
There you
so
go.
this certain type of marsupial only eats luxurious coffee beans, and so they make the coffee from the marsupial's poop. So there's your off the wall knowledge. Let's see if I could find another one really quick.
I don't think you could top that one.
Yeah, that was pretty random. Um, okay, so coffee that they serve at coffee shops like Starbucks has 75% more caffeine. I'm assuming per cup. It doesn't say. Regular than the regular drip coffee that you make at home.
Ooh. That's how they get you coming back.
Yes. Let's see. Per capita, the Irish eat more chocolate than Americans, Danes, French, or Italians.
Sounds about right. They're talking about me, ain't they?
Yeah. Um, FYI, if you didn't know, lime jello gives off the same brain waves as adult humans when hooked up to an EEG machine.
Nice. Woo woo, yeah.
Oh, and for those M&M fans of also the M&M candy, a portrait of the rapper Eminem was once created out of more than 1,000 M&M candies and was purchased by Ripley's Believe It or Not for inclusion in one of their museums. Oddly, the artist did not use any green M&Ms in the entire artwork.
Mm.
No green M&Ms.
All right, yeah. Wonder if they were saving them for St. Patty's Day.
And also, it's St. Patty's Day.
Doo-doo.
Um, in case you didn't know, there are 18 different animal shapes in the Animal Cracker Cookie Zoo.
18. 18.
18.
That's a little hard to believe.
We need to get some animal crackers so we can figure it out. All right, so one more for you, and then we're going to go. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the end of Ghostbusters was 116 feet 6 inches tall. There you have it.
116 feet,
The
116 inches.
100. Okay, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the end of Ghostbusters was 116 feet 6 inches tall. So, six.
So the real thing was it now? Okay, are you talking about they made one that's that tall, or that's what it was in the movie?
That they made it that big in the movie.
Oh, okay.
All right,
That's a big marshmallow.
I said that was the last one, but I've got to read this one. Okay, guys. As the official taste tester for Edie's ice cream, his name is John Harrison. He had his taste buds insured for $1 million.
Whoa!
Okay.
Don't be sticking that tongue anywhere.
Yeah. All right, so I haven't looked up anybody to raid yet, so I'm going to do that briefly. You guys hang tight. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to look for somebody that's just chatting. Maybe we could pop in there, see what's going on, ask a few questions, get to know somebody new. Um, let's see.
And we'll see. I think we're going to do this in
Just
1 month's time at the
chatting.
end of April.
Oh,
Okay, so
maybe
I've.
we'll do it a little sooner. Who knows? Take care, everybody.
Oh,
Have a good night. See you soon.
Oh.
See ya.
oh no,
Oh.
he's ending the stream. I found somebody, but he ended the stream. Okay, so it was a guy playing the guitar. Poor guy. He only had one person viewing him. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I was not prepared. Normally, I look.
Oh, I
Okay, wait a
know
minute.
it.
Yes,
Hoi,
please,
hoi,
girl.
hoi. Pump up the jam.
Okay. So here's a guy that he has his Venmo listed on his stream, but he only has 5 followers. Let's go see if we can shock the shit out of him, okay, guys? I do not advise you to pay him some money Venmo, but I guess he's doing it because he's playing music. So let's go see what this guy's about. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're gonna go learn about somebody new. Yeah, you hear the music?
Not yet.
All right.
I said we might like the music.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you guys again.
Let's go. This is G Hype.
It says invalid username, but that's his name. I see it right there. Oh, I spelt it name. I spelt it wrong. Okay, let's try this again.
Always gotta copy and paste their biscuits. And then we'll bust his strings. And give him some juicy, delicious apples.
All right, guys. Let's go.
Let's go. This is our random for the month.
Yep.
He bummed a cigarette off me, apparently, one time. What brand was it? What was I smoking then? It was probably a Marlboro Red.
Whoa.
Was it a Marlboro Red or was it a Parliament full flavor? You tell me.
Whoa. He don't know what's going on.
Looks like there's a whole discussion going on about St. Augustine here. I had a weird show in St. Augustine, but I think it was like a festival. And festivals can just be weird sometimes, especially festivals can be weird for like the solo acoustic guy. In fact, they're more often than not they are.
I like
so
my
I
new
won't,
bathing suit.
I won't slide.
Mm-hmm.